Peter, are you there? Hello?
Yes, Clinton. I am live and direct.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you too, and good afternoon to all your listeners, all the Foundation Network listeners, New
Ah,
York, Florida, everybody.
everybody. It's nice of I'm gonna start, and I got the idea from just saying that we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna do a series of interviews for the coming summer between now, and it's just a great pleasure when you gave me the idea, when I got the idea, and I'm like, no, it was Optan who said, hey, you should talk to Peter. I'm saying, yeah. And then there are so many people
Yeah,
that I haven't spoken to in a while. So thanks for bringing that out of me for this summer to do the interviews. So, how are you, Peter G? I've been playing your songs for so many years. Is this the second time we've been interviewed? You've been interviewed by me? The second time?
you know that this is the first time. This is a historic moment,
I
though,
lie. The first time?
because all these years I know Clinton Lindsay from way back in our two friends days,
Yes. Yeah.
Mikey
Oh,
Benny Kern
yes.
and Tony
Yes.
Gold, all of that.
Yes.
From
Yes.
way of them time there. This is my first official interview. We always lean up and talk and have conversation, yeah?
Yes. But never. Okay.
But
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you finally made it. You finally made it. And this is a good time because you have a fantastic your debut EP.
yeah, man, and it is historic like this interview because my first body of work, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
presenting myself because we're coming from Peterman days to now.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Right.
right, so stepping out, being bold, and exposing myself to the people to say this is me,
I,
Peter G.
you.
Right.
I remember when I did a show with Shireen Anderson. I
Mm-hmm.
did a show at the Coral Springs Center with Shireen, and was that Morgan Heritage was on the show too? And I remember I've seen so many pictures of you. What was your role? I know you're from the Slide Dunbar, Robbie Shakespeare era, Upton, Linda, and those people. Oh, did with that part of Shireen Anderson, right? Were you a musical director? What were your role then?
So my role with Shereen Anderson started from she was in school,
I lie.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I was that. Yeah, man, I was like our chaperone, our everything. From road manager to everything.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
mm-hmm. Go
so we
ahead.
started from in school before she went off to college. You know,
Right, right.
from she did. Yeah, from she did she was doing the movie
The
one
dancehall
the
queen.
dancehall queen.
Mm-hmm,
Right, right.
mm-hmm. Because the picture
Hmm.
that I've seen, and I was up in New York last weekend, and I stopped by Short George, who takes all my pictures, and I've seen you more actively than what I saw that day. I'm running up and down, but I saw that you played a major role. You were all over the place with like you
Yeah,
were a
man.
manager, and I really wanted to ask you that. What were your role then?
My role then was being a road manager, tour manager,
Everything. Vo-
background vocalist,
I was about to say that
duet
because
pa-
I remember you were on stage. I saw a picture and I'm like, it was that deep. You were doing backgrounds too.
Yeah, man. Myself and Shireen
We,
we go a long way.
nice,
And
nice, nice.
when Love Is New, that's her doing the background vocals for me, because she don't normally like to do background
Background.
vocals.
Right, right. But for you, I'm
You
sure.
know,
I'm sure. But
yeah, because
go ahead.
yeah, man. Myself and Shireen are family like Opton and Patrick Lindsay and a couple
And
people
the
in the
crew.
industry.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, we are like family, Brian and Tony, Chevelle Franklin. So the circle is always there, and we keep in touch. You know.
Nice, nice. At one point, when I first got introduced to you, you were Peter Mann, as in Mann, right? Peter Mann.
Right,
What happened
right,
now? You
right.
know, you're Peter G. Where did the man go? Where did Peter Man go? Why did you
Well,
start off with that name? Explain that to me.
you know that because I used to look like a school teacher, one of them kind of nerd when I started out with Mikey Bennett.
Nerd. Okay.
No, because I'm afraid to talk because coming around the studio, from a 9 to 5, I used to have them tuck in shirt in your pants and
Right, right. I got you.
well look so coming around the studio I look like the gentleman.
Okay, I got you. The gentleman, right?
So
But and that was
right,
unusual in those
so
days.
Mikey Bennett, it says Mikey Bennett, give me that name.
Oh, Peter Man. Manly. Yes,
Right,
yes, 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 yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. And you did
because
you
I was
did
young at the time,
right,
very young at the time, but I acted responsibly. So because
right,
at that
right,
time I was Mikey Bennett personal assistant
right,
also.
right. So you have a lot of experience under your belt. I mean, you know, by acting as a chaperone for Shireen, road manager, you have a lot of experience under your belt.
Yeah, a lot of people would see me and don't know I've been in the
I
background
don't know.
working
You've
with.
been there, done that.
Yeah, from the Whalers to OMT4, um, Cockatoo, Shabarangs era
Right,
come
right,
right up
right, right.
to Sly and
Robbie,
Robbie,
right,
Shireen. So yeah,
right,
man.
right. Now, one of the things I really admire about you, since I met you and started taking notice, you and my wife is always, why can't you be like Peter G? He's always running and running and running and. You are very athletic, aren't you? you always around.
Well, I was waiting for this to come up.
Can you know it? I said to you all the while, you always look shame me. You come up with these pictures and you do a lot of what you call that?
Yeah,
5K
marathon. I do a lot of
marathons.
5Ks and marathon. Yes, yeah,
And that's
yeah, man.
your
So
go ahead, that's your way of staying fit and
yeah, because I really follow the saying, to get a hit you have to fit,
you have a fit junior read. You
Yeah,
have a fit.
from the Juna Reid motivate me, with that song. To get a hit, you have a fit. To get
Right.
on the chart, you got to be smart.
Smart. There you go.
And yeah, and we will learn that over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and we put that in play because even Simply Magic, you'll a line in that song. I incorporate my running in that song like a marathon runner going 26.2.
You're kidding me. In simple which one? From the album, right?
Sim- yeah, from the EP, yeah, Simply Magic.
Okay.
Like a marathon runner going 26.2.
And I'm trying to figure out every time I hear a new singer, I without knowing her before I even get a chance to talk to them, who's the influence behind this guy? And with you, I'm hearing Lou Rawls. Am I right?
Yeah, Lura's is a mixture of Lura's, Lionel Richie,
Lionel
Dennis
Richie,
Brown.
and Dennis. Well, we know every singer that come out of Jamaica from the 70s as a Dennis Brown touch. Dennis Brown has touched everybody. What
Yeah,
about
man.
Dennis Brown that influenced you? The songs he sing, because he was a singer, good performer, very entertaining. What exactly about Dennis that touched you?
His music and his personality.
Yes, very kind.
Let me tell you something. You go around a star where you idolize and it make you feel so comfortable and welcome.
Right, 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 right.
You know,
That was
because
Dennis.
I remember, yeah, man, I remember when we're doing the Moonlight album, till I even got a duet with him on what I think the Overproof album, Night Like This.
Mm.
Yeah, anyone who ever had a night like this would know what I'm feeling. Anyone who ever had a night like this would follow my meaning that I love you. That song was written by myself and Mikey Bennett for that album.
For the Dennis Brown album.
Yeah, I'm not remember. I think it's the Overproof album. Yeah.
And that was done out of Gussie Clark's music works
No
too. No?
music were about two friends.
Two friends. Yes, yes, yes. Two friends.
Right,
Yes, two
right.
friends. Two
And
friends.
and I think a green sleeve or one of them put it out.
Right, right. Two
You
friends.
know, that project, yeah.
I
Mm.
remember two friends a lot. 1991, 92, 93 was all about two friends.
And
What took
uh,
you so long? I mean, like you're telling me this is our first interview, but in terms of your EP, what took so long for you to get what you need? You know, I know you work with Opton Lindo a lot and Sly and Robbie, but why did it take so long for you to put out a collection of works like what you just did here with Peter G. EP? Why did it take so long?
I always think it's God and time and the right timing because over the years I've focused on, assisting many of artists
Right, right, right.
to the forefront and working in the background and learning all of this. I say, since working with Optan in the Pen,
Right.
um, we say, hey, let's showcase Peter G for Peter G. You understand? Let's let the
Wow.
world introduce myself to the
Yes,
world.
yes, 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 yes. And that's very, very gentle of you, very courteous of you to be paying attention to other people and not really paying attention to yourself. Because it doesn't work like that most of the time. Most artists, them come first and then other people, come after that. So it's unusual you said something like that, that you were just helping out others and didn't have the time to put your product out there.
Yeah, yeah, to focus on myself because whenever, like, we're working with Coco T, Leroy Gibbons, uh, Dennis
Brown,
Brown,
right.
Greg Isaac, I'm always that person in the middle of the mix that I personally would deal with Gregory, I personally would deal with Dennis, I personally would deal with Leroy, Coco T. Like even when
Right.
we went to Japan, if anything should happen and Coco T wants somebody to go to, he said, Peter,
Right, right, right.
and then relay the message and say, tell Mikey this, and
Right,
so on. So
right,
you know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? So
Right,
I'm
right,
I'm
right.
always assisting in the whole process and learning from them. Plus, between every project, I used to do a one song, like
Right.
a
Oh.
recording in between that, but never a concentrated say I'm working on a project, I'm putting things together to put out music because I have music out there.
No, no, no. As I talk about that, right? I remember was it right after the pandemic or near there? There was a show that happened in Europe, one of those regular concerts, and from what I understood at the time, they needed a main vocalist to lead whatever it was, and you were chosen. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Magnificent Seven, yeah.
What was that about? I remember it came in the paper and I published it on my blog. But and I'm saying Peter G. Wow, tell us about that.
you
How
see,
were you
you see,
chosen?
you see the thing about it, I've been around so many people like Dean Fraser, Sly and Robbie,
Right, right,
and everybody there in that picture. Personally, I know. So they say I've been working with the Taxi Gang for a couple of while,
right,
touring with
right,
them.
right, right.
So they say Peter G is the man. You know.
So what did you actually? What did they? What was lacking and why you fill that gap? What they didn't have a major. They didn't have a singer, a vocalist, and they say you are the best, person to call on at that point.
No, not really. Because I was right there, and because I
Oh,
used to work tour with the Taxi Gang,
right, right.
and and I've been to these major shows
Right,
before,
right, right.
you
But not
know.
on stage like
So
a main star like you were a couple of years ago.
right, right.
When you
So
call up on that note, do you have to go? You have to go and learn these songs because Sly and Robbie, they are not the vocalists in their set. But did you know have to go and learn these songs from Coco T, Dennis Brown, Simple, what a guy named Simple Red, and those people? You had was to go
but
learn those songs.
Clinton, yeah, it's like you're thrown into a whirlwind, because
I
you have to
can't
learn
just,
these.
I can't just imagine.
But the beauty of it is that when working with Sly and Robbie, um, you have dub sections,
Ah, okay,
and
yeah,
during all of that, you do the vocals, and then the dub section that come in, and then
right, right,
you get to recoup and come back again to finish off with the vocals, or the dub take it out, and then we go
right,
into the next song. So
right, right, right.
you know,
No, no, I'm running this commercial, you know, to support the new EP. And in the commercial, it says, "You got a bit what's the word that woman used? Provocative in this new song, back it up." Which is I kind of agree because that's not you don't kind of hear that from Peter G. You're strictly a lover, straight up John Old sort of singer. Why did you step out of that? That comfort and say you gotta do a song like back it up, and it seems to be working. What went into that
well,
decision?
well, when you see a champion bubbler,
Oh Lord, here we go.
a champion bubbler can draw out some things out of you.
Okay.
And I just say, listen, you see a champion bubbler, and the first thing she's going to ask you when you look at her, you think you can handle
You
this?
can, yes. Back it up.
And then, yeah, I'm going to say, may I hear some rumors you talk, say.
Apparently, you wrote this song.
Yeah, man.
I just do. Are you surprised that the song is of all the songs right now that's on the album, this is the one that just kicking up ass right now.
Yeah, because most DJs saying that they hardly hear a back it up coming from a singer, a vocalist.
Ah, yes, yes,
and
yes.
put and put and putting it in such a way, because you're actually showing that you feed your body for take on a champion.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's hear this song, and it's on both South Florida and the New York chart.
But I've no time for waste. Back it up and make me deal with the kiss. Back it up. But I've no time for waste. You take one look at me and you think that I'm a pushover. I'm not here to brag or boast, cause I take care of business proper. You think a bag juice I light as this? Steamed fish and okra are my favorite dish. I'm not making promises, this is a guarantee. So back it up.
Yes, back it up. Me have no time for waste. Back it up and make me deal with the kids. Back it up.
I know you spend a lot of time in the studio, and I hate to ask, but are you working on another album? I know artists like you and Hopeton just have ton load of material you could draw on at any time, whatever the situation is. There, like Hopeton Linda, whatever the situation is, he has a song somewhere in his catalog or in his vault to match the occasion. What about you?
Yeah, man, we have a lot of songs working on too. Because I could have put out a 13 or 15
Album,
track album, right?
right?
But I wanted the people to focus on Peter G and present Peter G in such a way that I say, hey, I'm giving you six. I'm giving you six of me. And I wanted to take in all six.
All six. But when it become it's now a successful product. Are you gonna eventually, maybe later down in the year, put out, or next year, put out a full 15, 16 track album? Is that in the
Yeah,
works?
we're working on that. I am not so sure as yet
Okay.
because I I think to let the world know you in such a way. I think if you give them small portions,
Yeah, that's true. But next year
I
is,
follow.
it's a year from now. I mean, that would be enough.
Yeah,
You have some artists put out one album every year.
I follow my mom formula. She
Uh,
always eat out a salsa instead of a big plate.
okay, that's why your mom got so. That's why your mom got so.
so so I want the spoon feed the pea. I want the
Right, right.
spoon
I
feed my
got you.
fans,
I got you.
you
I
know.
got you. I got you. And trust me, they're
And
eating
and
it up.
and when they grow up to a stage, I can give
You
them
can't give them the full
the big
100.
people food.
I
Right.
hear you, sir.
Yeah,
I hear
man.
you. I hear you. Well, listen, we could go on and on. We have a very long history, and I'm like, the first time, what took us so long? But like people say, something never happened until it's time. So here we are. Mr. Peter
Clinton,
G. Go,
it's God and time.
God on time. You have to remember that. You
You
said
know.
that before.
I,
God on time.
I, I, yeah, man. That's why I mentioned Upton Lindo, Ira Pen Crew, Novelty, Shara Kiki, who is one of the producers. If you see the producer for Back It Up, you see,
Mm-hmm.
you would have know what I talk about.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. The producer is a champion.
Well, I know
You know.
Upton has a lot of talented people in his camp, That we know from day one. Upton is a man that
And
loves talented people. He reaches out to them as soon as him see talent, he's out there.
yeah, man, and especially Sly and Rory Baker, one part because the EP is a collaboration of Ira Pen and
And
Taxi,
style, right, and
one
taxi.
part.
All right.
Right, because we both work in tandem with when we're working on projects. 'Cause most of
It's
the
a
time,
team.
Sly does
Yeah,
right. It's a team,
yeah. Upton has a phrase for it. That teamwork.
teamwork,
Yes.
teamwork make the dream work. Yeah,
Ah,
and
yes, yes.
yeah,
Teamwork.
and that's what the Ira Pen mantra,
Right, right. Nice, nice, nice.
because we have to look out for each other and as we grow and build in this industry
Yeah.
and to make good music and palatable music for people because backing it up on the ladies was neatly and freshly done
Yes,
to
yes. With
for
good
all
taste.
age.
In
Yeah.
good taste. In
Yes.
good taste, my friend. Listen, Peter G, we gotta run. It's a pleasure talking to you publicly, first time, and we will continue our very good relationship. And good luck with your new EP, Peter G.
Yeah,
And I
man.
noticed you
Peter
call
G.
it Peter G. You could have called it something else. Why just Peter G? Again, you want people to know you.
Yeah, I'm presenting myself to the
Right,
world
right.
because you see a lot of people see me on stage working with various people and they didn't get the real introduction to the
Right, right.
person,
Got you. Fair
you
enough,
know.
fair enough.
So
And of course, the G is for Gail, your real last name.
yeah, yes, yes.
All right, Peter. We will stay in touch, and again, congratulations on and so far the successful EP, Peter G. And we stay in touch. All right.
Thank you, Clinton, and this won't be the
The
last
last,
time,
right?
This is the first
It's the
of many.
first, but it won't be the last. I'm gonna play your big hit with Novelty. I'm gonna close out the interview with you and Novelty. Please, let me please you. That's the big one, right?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
All right. So, Peter G, enough respect, and we'll talk.
Clinton Lindsay, a promoter.
Bring up the biggest set of artists from Jamaica, like Super Cat and Mr. Early be the doctor. Only for artists, no for them me can't remember. Who can remember when them used to keep Jamaica? The kind of show that used to give out no for water. To reggae artists.